Hello, you absolute legends. It's over. Super Mario 64 is officially dead. You all may as well just uninstall the game. And yes, I know you don't need to install Super Mario 64 in the first place, but still, uninstall it anyway. Several days ago, the world witnessed the most perfect Super Mario 64 speedrun ever performed. And honestly, it might legitimately be simply the best Super Mario 64 world record of all time. On the 16th of March, the speedrunner Suigi beat Super Mario 64 in 6 minutes and 58 seconds, beating the game in less than 7 minutes for the very first time in history in the 1-star category. As the name suggests, this is the category where you only collect 1 star. This world record was monumental for multiple reasons, and the world record probably won't ever go below 6 minutes, so this is likely the last minute barrier that will be broken for 1 star. But more than that, Suigi's run was as close to a perfect speedrun of Super Mario 64 I've ever seen. There were just no discernible mistakes. Even though the 0 and 1 star categories have always been very short, we had never seen a run that was more or less executed without some kind of major time loss. And in speedruns this short, even a 1-second time loss would be considered major. But Suigi's run didn't have anything that I would call a mistake, and the run was so good that I had already decided to make a video about it. I was going to title the video, "The Most Perfect Super Mario 64 Speedrun in History Just Happened." But neither I nor the world was ready for what Suigi was about to do. On the 22nd of March, just 6 days after his new 1-star record, Suigi would get another world record, this time in the 16-star category. He would achieve a time of 14 minutes and 35 seconds, which beat the old record which Suigi also held by 6 seconds. This new 16-star record is everything the 1-star world record was, but multiplied by 100. It was also performed without any mistakes. But I mean, just saying that the new 16-star world record also didn't have any mistakes doesn't really do justice to how ridiculous that premise is. A flawless 16-star speedrun isn't supposed to happen, at least not yet. This record is undoubtedly years and years ahead of its time. So sit back and relax as we take a quick look at what might be the best Super Mario 64 speedrun of all time. I really hope you enjoy. I'm not sure if you've seen this yet, but a brand new study out of Harvard has just proved that people are 69% more attractive if they play Raid Shadow Legends. And that just makes sense. With over 700 champions, an awesome combat system, and years worth of content, who wouldn't date someone who played Raid? It's Raid's 4th birthday, and they want me to invite 4 guests to the party. So I'm going to choose Arbiter, Nama, Seal of the Drakes, and Zagala, because they're all really nice people with great, personalities. Raid is also celebrating their anniversary with dedicated offers, free gifts, promo codes, events, and a brand new fusion event where you can get an anniversary-themed legendary champion. With so much exciting content and more coming to Raid, now is the best time ever to start playing. So use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get some insane bonuses. We are talking an epic champion, Kellen the Shrike, and more. Plus, all new and existing players can get a bunch of free birthday gifts. Once you're in the game, just enter promo code 4YearsRaid to get 4 legendary skill tomes plus other useful stuff. It's very simple, just click the link in the description, and thanks to Raid for sponsoring this video. I've been watching Super Mario 64 speedruns for well over a decade by this point. No matter what category it is, one thing has always remained true. When it comes to Super Mario 64 speedruns, players will make mistakes. The movement in this game is so complex, and the strategies are so precise, that people are bound to slip up at some point. It's just not possible to play like a computer and perform every action perfectly. It's for this reason that every single world record in the game's history has been stained, for lack of a better word, with blemishes. Obvious time losses that were incurred simply due to a player doing something suboptimally. But even a decade ago, I did ask myself, is it possible that we will see a Super Mario 64 speedrun with no mistakes? Obviously, it's not really feasible for the super long categories, but I did genuinely ponder the plausibility of a perfect run for these shorter speedruns. Honestly, if you go back and watch some of the older 16-star world records, they don't don't contain that many errors. They definitely used slower strategies and generally did have a couple of major time losses, but it was a small enough number to where it seemed like it was possible to do a perfect run. And I just want to clarify that when I say a perfect run, I don't mean a TAS doing the impossible strategies. I simply mean going into a speedrun with certain strategies planned out and pulling them all off without messing any of them up. A perfect run doesn't mean you can't go faster, it just means going as fast as your chosen strategies allow. As time went on in the 16-star category, mistakes became smaller and smaller. When Aki broke the 15-minute barrier in 2020, his entire run was essentially flawless until the very last Bowser stage, where he messed up a couple of jumps, which led to very costly ledge grabs. This was around the time that the 16-star category really started to become heavily optimized, where even small mistakes were a big deal. From this point on, almost all of the time gain was from performing faster strategies. Still, mistakes remained in every run, even if they were few and far between. In Suiji's last 16-star record, the one that was just broken, he only had 2 obvious mistakes: a missed triple jump in Hazy Maze Cave and a slow backwards long jump through the 50-star door. We were cusping on an era where if you wanted the world record, you had to play perfectly. We weren't there yet, but it was tantalizingly close. Even in the shortest category 0-star, which is only 6 minutes long, you won't see a perfect run. In the current world record held by Kano, almost everything is done without a mistake, except for a poorly executed backwards long jump through the 50-star door, costing 3 to 4 seconds alone, which in the shorter categories is huge. But in March of 2023, the player Suiji would single-handedly usher in a new age of Super Mario 64 speedrunning, the age of perfect world records. At the beginning of March, Suiji already held the 1-star world record, with a time of 7:04. This run was decent, but again, it had 2 distinct time losses, with the biggest one happening around the 30-star door. A slow setup and a suboptimal backwards long jump resulted in a loss of 5 seconds, and then a small mistake in the final Bowser stage cost another second. With the 7-minute barrier so close, and with such obvious mistakes in the world record, Suiji decided to try and take the record down to 6 minutes. On the 15th of March, he would get a 7:03, but again, it was marred by a mistake in the Fire Sea, costing 5 seconds. In order to get below 7 minutes, Suiji would more or less need a run with no mistakes, and 1 day later, he would get exactly that.
Oh my god! I just fucking broke a minute barrier, dude! Oh my god! Yes, dude! Oh my god. Dude! Dude, oh my god!
This run is the first time in Super Mario 64 speedrunning history that we've seen a speedrun with no mistakes. Unless you're a top runner or extremely familiar with the game, you simply wouldn't be able to tell where time was lost. I can't really stress enough how big of a deal this kind of run is. And maybe it's just because I've been waiting for this moment for so long, but this really is something special. Suiji's run put him 9 seconds ahead of second place, which is outrageous when you consider the distance between second and 8th is just 5 seconds. As I mentioned earlier, I had already decided to make a video just based on this one world record. It's that good, but I had no idea what was about to come. Suiji would then move back to the 16-star category. This category is more than twice as long, and as Super Mario 64 speedruns increase in length, the difficulty of performing a flawless run goes up exponentially. Suiji's 16-star record was already mind-blowing, also beating second place by 9 seconds. But even Suiji himself was not expecting to actually get a run without mistakes. His goal was a time of around 14 minutes and 39 seconds, as he just wanted to get below 1440. The first 8 minutes of Suiji's fateful run was surprisingly quite standard, and heading into Hazy Maze Cave, he wasn't even a full second ahead of his previous record. This is because his previous record didn't really have any mistakes either up until this point, but he gained a couple of seconds in Hazy Maze Cave because the previous record missed the triple jump off the box. So now he was 3 seconds ahead. In my experience, it's the second half of a speedrun where mistakes are most likely to occur. This is because when a runner is on good pace, the nerves and adrenaline start to rise, hands start to shake, and as the pressure mounts, it becomes far more difficult to play well. However, in this particular run, the opposite seemed to occur. The last half of this 16-star speedrun is the fastest ever, and it was more than just an absence of mistakes. He legitimately played well and gained more time. For example, as part of the MIPS clip, you need to get MIPS through this first door. Normally, you place MIPS, turn around, and pick him up. At this point, you're still inside the door, so you have to jump and wiggle your way free. But it is possible to both grab MIPS and get unstuck from the door at the same time, allowing you to immediately keep moving. This saves around a full second, and it's extremely precise. It's a frame-perfect trick, and even the best players may only succeed in doing it 10% of the time. But here, Suiji executes it perfectly. His movement throughout the entire run is just awe-inspiring. Again, it's one thing not to make a mistake, but Suiji is legitimately performing better movement than anyone has ever seen in the game's history. Suiji is also undoubtedly the best in the world at backwards long jumps. While players have always practiced them in the past, I think generally most people have accepted these skips as just a hit-or-miss trick that requires a bit of luck to pull off in a run. But these skips are not luck at all. It's entirely based on your mechanics. Suiji has devoted literally hundreds of hours practicing this one trick alone, and it shows. No one does them faster or more consistently. Heading into the final Bowser stage, Suiji was almost 6 seconds ahead of his world record, and his movement continued to be just beautiful. He had not made a single mistake the entire run. If he managed to hold it together, this would probably be the greatest speedrun in Super Mario history. And on the 22nd of March 2023, the speedrunner Suiji achieved this run.
"16 star is dead. 16 star is fucking dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just got a 1435. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't make a mistake. I didn't make a mistake. There's no mistake. There's no mistake. I'm not even kidding. There's no mistake. There is no mistake. There is no mistake.
This new time of 14:35 puts Suiji 15 seconds ahead of the second place runner, Slippery Nip. And what's crazy is that Slippery Nip is the only other person who even has a sum of best that beats Suiji's new record. Slippery Nip's sum of best is 14:33, meaning that if you take all of his best segments ever and stitch them together, he would only beat Suiji's time by 2 seconds. And everyone else, even if you took every single one of their best segments ever and put them all together, they would still come up short. I really think this new world record marks the beginning of a new era in Mario 64 speedrunning. From this point on, if you want to get a world record in one of these shorter categories, you have to be able to play a flawless run. and given that it's only ever happened twice in history, both by the same person, this is a tall order. But it's moments like this that will push the game further. Now that runs without mistakes have happened and have raised the bar even higher, people are going to be working harder, and I think a lot of limiting beliefs are going to be destroyed. Suigi is now going for the 0-star world record, and honestly, based on his paces, it seems inevitable that he will get it very soon. So I suggest you go and follow Suigi on Twitch and try to catch that one live. I will put a link to his channel in the description. A massive congratulations to Suigi on these new world records. I'm very interested to see what he does in the longer categories. Is he the chosen one that will get 5 of 5? Only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.